This project is a good example of how a small number of components can be used to build a sensitive and educational shortwave receiver, making it ideal for beginners who want to learn how radio receivers work. This regenerative receiver is a simple but very effective shortwave radio circuit. It uses only one transistor to amplify the radio frequency signal and to create positive feedback, also called regeneration. The tuned circuit selects one radio station from the antenna, and the regeneration increases the signal strength, making weak stations easier to hear. By adjusting the regeneration control, the receiver can be set to work normally for AEM broadcast stations, or very close to oscillation for receiving CW and SSB signals from radio amateurs. The audio signal is obtained directly from the radio frequency signal, and is then amplified by a simple audio amplifier, so it can be heard in headphones. Transistor T1 is the heart of the regenerative receiver. It has several important roles. RF amplification. T1 amplifies the weak radio frequency, RF, signal received from the antenna through the tuned circuit. Part of the regeneration loop, positive feedback. T1 works with the reaction coil, L2, and the coupling coil, L3, to create positive feedback. This increases the gain and selectivity of the receiver. By adjusting the regeneration control, T1 can be made to operate just below oscillation for AEM reception, or very close to oscillation for CW, SSB detector, indirectly, in AEM mode. T1 amplifies the RF signal to the point where the diode detector can extract the audio. In short, T1 is the main active component. It amplifies the RF signal, enables regeneration, and prepares the signal for audio detection. R2 and C4 are connected to the emitter of transistor T1, and they work together to stabilize the RF amplifier. R2 sets the DC current through the transistor, establishing the proper operating point. This ensures the transistor amplifies the signal correctly without distortion. C4 is a bypass capacitor for radio frequencies. It provides a low impedance path to ground for the RF signal, keeping the emitter effectively at AC ground. This allows T1 to amplify the RF signal efficiently while maintaining stability. R3, R4, and C6 form the base bias network for transistor T1 and help control its operation. R3 and R4 create a voltage divider that sets the DC voltage on the base of T1. This determines the transistor's operating point, ensuring it amplifies correctly. R4 is a potentiometer that allows you to adjust the bias slightly, which is useful for controlling the amount of regeneration, positive feedback. C6 is a bypass capacitor that filters the base voltage, removing unwanted noise and stabilizing the DC voltage so the transistor works smoothly at high frequencies. In short, R3 and R4 set the base voltage. R4 allows fine adjustment, and C6 keeps the base voltage stable for proper RF amplification and regeneration. R1 is the collector resistor for transistor T1. Its main purpose is to limit the DC current through the transistor and to develop a voltage at the collector. R1 helps isolate the transistor from the power supply, preventing excessive loading of the RF circuit and contributing to stable operation. R1 sets the collector voltage and current and allows the transistor to amplify the signal while feeding the reaction and detection circuits properly. C2 is connected in series with the coupling coil L3 between the transistor's base and ground. Its main role is to provide a low impedance path for alternating current, AC, signals to ground, without affecting the DC bias of the base. Through L3 and C2, both the signal picked up from the antenna and a portion of the amplified signal from the collector, positive feedback, are introduced into the base of T1. C2 ensures that the AC signal reaches the transistor effectively while keeping the DC base voltage stable. In short, it helps inject the RF signal and the regenerative feedback into the base, enabling proper amplification and controlled regeneration. C3 is a fine adjustment capacitor for the regeneration loop. By adjusting C3, you can control the amount of positive feedback, making the receiver more sensitive without going into full oscillation. This helps to tune the response and clarity of the signal. C5 is a coupling capacitor that transfers the amplified radio frequency, RF, signal from the collector of transistor T1 to the diode detector. It blocks the DC voltage of the collector while allowing the RF signal to pass. Even though the transistor T1 already produces some audio from the RF signal, the diode D1 acts as a dedicated detector. Its main purpose is to extract the audio signal cleanly from the radio frequency signal. The transistor amplifies the RF and creates some envelope detection naturally, but this signal is still mixed with high-frequency components. Together with small capacitors and resistors, it filters out the remaining RF, providing a clean audio signal for the audio amplifier. In short, the diode makes sure the audio is clear and free from leftover radio frequency, even if the transistor already does part of the detection. L4 has a dual role. It acts as an impedance matching element between the RF stage and the diode detector, and it also functions as an RF choke. This allows enough RF to reach the diode for proper detection, while preventing unwanted RF from entering the audio stage, resulting in clear and strong audio. R5 and C7 form a simple low-pass filter at the output of the diode detector. After the diode rectifies the RF signal, the resulting waveform still contains high-frequency components of the radio signal. C7 provides a path to ground for the remaining RF, effectively shorting the high-frequency components. R5 works together with C7 to form a resistor-capacitor network that determines the cutoff frequency of the filter. This allows the audio frequencies to pass while blocking higher frequency RF. Without this filter, the residual RF can interfere with the audio stage, causing distortion, metallic sound, or unwanted oscillations. In short, R5 and C7 remove leftover RF after detection, letting only the desired audio pass to the next stage, improving clarity and reducing distortion. C8 is a coupling capacitor that transfers the audio signal from the detector to the audio amplifier. It blocks DC voltage while allowing only the audio signal to pass, ensuring proper operation of both stages. Transistors T2 and T3 are connected into identical amplifier stages placed in series. Even though the circuits are the same, each stage has a different role because of where it is used in the signal chain. T2 amplifies the weak audio signal coming from the detector. At this point, the signal voltage is very small, so the main goal is to increase the audio level without distortion. T3 receives a much stronger signal from T2. Its role is to provide additional amplification, so the signal has enough strength to drive the headphones. So, even though T2 and T3 are built the same way, the first stage mainly increases the audio level, while the second stage makes the signal strong enough for listening. L2 is the regeneration coil. It feeds a portion of the amplified RF signal from the collector back to the transistor's input, creating positive feedback. This increases the sensitivity and allows reception of weak signals. L3 is the coupling coil. It transfers the RF signal from the tuned circuit to the base of the transistor, and also receives the feedback signal from the regeneration coil. This allows the transistor to amplify the selected frequency and sustain regeneration. C1 is the main tuning capacitor of the receiver. Together with the tuning coil L1, it forms the resonant circuit that selects the reception frequency. By adjusting C1, the user changes the resonant frequency of the circuit, allowing different radio stations to be received. L1 is the tuning coil. Together with the variable capacitor, it forms the resonant circuit that selects the desired reception frequency from the antenna.
Sugar 53 Mike, sugar. Contest Sugar 53 Mike, sugar 53 Mexico. Contest Sugar 53 Mike, sugar 53 Mexico. Contest Sugar 53 Mike, sugar 53 Mexico. Хорошо. Спасибо, Виталий. На Брянск, доброй ночи. Главное здоровья. Держи, пока. Синтонистка, с праздниками. Роман Анна-3, Дина Рома Василий. Роман Анна-3, Дина Рома Василий. Рассвет ЗТРВ, прием. Файл Антон. Антон, нагони, да? Добрый вечерок. Рад слышать. 5-9 на плюс. Я посмотрю, сколько это. 200-100%. Староморской Виктор, прям. Hoş geldin lan. Yaptığınızı kıskanç misali.
Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba has strongly opposed the idea of Japan acquiring nuclear weapons. Speaking on a live TV program, Ishiba said possessing nuclear weapons and the international
international de servir de référence en la matière.
amo provocandoi kai enigmoi. Ne visitis lernejon. Ili 就案件作出裁决。利用 sides have cooperating in all fields. Instrui la
Like Alpha, Lima, Alpha. Sözleriyle karşıladı. Hava Kuvvetleri Karadeniz'in uçuşu icra etti. Milli Savunma Bakanlığı faaliyete ilişkin sosyal medya hesabından video bir paylaşımda bulundu. Eğitim uçuşu 2 F-16 savaş uçağı ve bir havadan
kilohertz. I enjoyed listening to the highly informative program called the Turkish Foreign Policy. And